Namaskar, Manoj ji. Good morning,
Namaskar.
good evening to those of us joining us from India. And welcome to our September 2022 edition of Swar Shravan. This is going to be our first transcontinental event. And Manoj ji, as you know, is holidaying in Mumbai. He has still gracefully agreed to have our monthly Swar Shravan session where we get an opportunity to appreciate some of the lesser known stalwarts of our Shastriya Parampara. So, without any further ado, sir, welcome and over to you, Manoj sir. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much, Seshadriji, and namaskar to everyone attending from India and the US. Well, Seshadriji said gracefully agreed. Well, it's for my benefit actually that I'm doing this, believe it or not, because I'm the one who's learning the most out of these sessions than any one of you. So it's only imperative and appropriate for me to make sure that this continues. So, and this is a very special session because it is session number 25, Silver Jubilee. Yes, and it's an amazing. I think it's a small milestone, but as they say, every milestone is a stepping stone. Every small milestone is a stepping stone to a bigger milestone. So, thank you so much all for your continuous support and encouragement. And I'm hopeful that this will continue and grow further and further. So, just make sure to mute all of you when the session is going on. Somebody probably is unmuted, but yeah, just make sure to mute yourselves. And the 25th session is dedicated to one of the contemporaries who is still very much among us and who's a very, very well respected male vocalist who's been conferred the Padma Shri, and among our classical music listeners, he is one of the very dear male vocalists. Someone who very, very skillfully combined the three totally different gharanas of Jaipur, Gwalior and Agra, and combined all these three gharanas into one unique style of his own. And somebody who's always known for a very resonating voice, absolute resonance. So when you hear him sing, you can feel that the entire room is filled and full with his voice. And whom we are talking about, none other than Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji. Yes, Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji is our very, very respected artist for this special Silver Jubilee session. And as we always do, we will start with his presentations for today and talk about his artistry and his skill and his achievements as we move on with the session. So, to start with, we begin with a very, very popular rag Bhim Palas. Yes, rag Bhim Palas, an afternoon melody in which Panditji presents two compositions. One, in fact, I think he presents three compositions actually. One in Vilambit Tilwada Tal, which is 16 beat cycle, followed by two compositions in Drut Teen Tal. I think in the slide you probably see only one composition, but he actually presents two. both very, very traditional compositions. Drut Teen Tal is a 16-beat cycle. So we'll have two compositions in Drut Teen Tal. So let's kick off today's session with Rag Bhimpalas, which of course all of you are aware of, by Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji. तीर कीट धिन तत् धिन धा धा तिन तिन ता तीर कीट धिन तत् धिन धा धा धिन धिन धा. This is Tilwada. Wow. This is the first composition, Teen Tal. This is the second composition in Teen Tal.
चतुर सुगर बालमवा मोर चतुर सुगर बाल चतुर सुगर बालमवा मोर कौन देशवा बिलम रैलवा कौन देश बिलम रैलवा सदा रंग को जाय सुनाय सदा रंग को जाय सुनाय उनके कान भन कवा मोरा गरवा हरवा डारुगे मगरवा हरवा डारुगे मगरवा हरवा डारुगे मगरवा हरवा डारुगे मगरवा हरवा
क्या बात? हाँ,
गरवा हरवा डारुगे मा गरवा हरवा डारुगे मा जो पिया आवे आंगन जो पिया आवे आंगन गरवा हरवा डारुगे मा गरवा हरवा गरवा हरवा गरवा हरवा रोगे मा गरवा हरवा गरवा हरवा गरवा हरवा रोगे
wow, that was so amazing, wasn't it? See, so if you notice, initially Ulhas ji started slow, and then he just gradually built it, and then when the crescendo came, it was just so amazing. So this is really the essence of our music, that you start slow, build it up gradually, get people involved in it through the process of keeping it slow, and then the gradual build up, and then finally finishing up with the crescendo, right? So truly the essence, as I said, of our music, and that's what we heard just now in Panditji's performance. Absolute classic Bhimpalas. And so as I said at the beginning, Panditji learnt in 3 different gharanas of Jaipur, Gwalior and Agra, and he combined the main facets and the main features of all the 3 to make his own unique style. Although I must admit that he is definitely more influenced by the Gwalior Gharana, which is supposed to be the first Gharana founded in Hindustani music, and which is supposed to be a complete Gharana which incorporates all the aspects of music, all the angas, as they say, of music. And so the style of Gwalior Gharana is very evident in Panditji's singing, in which, as we heard just now, he kind of literally plays with the rhythm, right? And he plays with the rhythm, he kind of dodges the rhythm, as we say, when we heard him do the Laikari, and then the fast-paced stance that he sang. So very typical of the Gwalior Gharana. And the next composition actually that we are going to hear is again another very unique composition sung in Gwalior Gharana, and even the rag is more popularly sung in this Gharana, and that is rag Gaud Malhar. And as we all know, Malhar is associated with rains, and as I speak to you in Mumbai, it's actually raining here. In the evenings, it's been raining since the last few days, and it's kind of pretty heavy, so it's pretty interesting. And in this rag Gaud Malhar, we'll be hearing 2 compositions from Panditji. One Drut Teen Tal, in which he says, in which he sings Papi Dadurwa Bulaye, a very traditional composition. And the second composition in Drut Teen Tal is a Tarana, right? So Gaud Malhar, very interesting rag. So something like this. Sa re ga ma. So ma is the primary swar in this rag. Sa re ga ma re pa, ma pa dha da da ni pa ga pa ma pa da ni sa da pa ma ga ma re pa da da ni pa ga pa ma ga re ga sa re ga ma. So that is Gaud Malhar for you. So let's listen to these 2 compositions from Panditji.
Papihare koyal, papihare koyal, papihare koyal, sabad sunaye papihare koyal, sabad sunaye, papihare koyal, sabad sunaye, piya ke naam sudan vaye, babe dadar babura. Dadar ga jama ga bijari jama ga bijari daram jama ga bijari jama ga bijari
Wow, wow. That was, see, a very typical Gwalior Gharana. So this is what Gwalior Gharana is all about. So if you want to really study a particular Gharana, so in this case Gwalior Gharana, Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji is one artist that you really want to hear, because he really presents all the facets of Gwalior Gharana so beautifully. The way he presents the tans, the way he plays with the rhythm in the form of laikari, as we heard in both these compositions, both these rags that we heard from Panditji. So, and as I said at the beginning, very resonating voice, very clear, absolute clarity in tans, and a voice that will fill the entire place, right? So that's Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji for you. And now let's listen from Pandit ji another very popular rag. Now this is a late night melody, rag Sohni, right? So in this he presents a composition in jhaptal, 10 beat cycle, middle tempo, Janu main sab tumhari baat. So rag Sohni, as we know, is a very high pitched rag, right? So it's normally never sung in a lower octave. When it starts, it just starts in the higher pitch. Gamadhani sare sare ni sa da ni da ni da ma ga ni da ma ga ma ga re za he ri janu main sab tumhari baat. That's the composition that you'll be hearing from Pandit ji. So Pandit ji with rag Sohni.
Janu main sab tumhari baat. Janu main sab tumhari baat chhado na moye ab sang karat jagar ththori karat janu main sab tumhari
Dhi na
chhado na
dhi na ti
karat jagar ththori karat janu main
na
sab tumhari
dhi jhaptal.
सब तुम्हारी बात छेड़ना मुझे अब जानू मैं सब तुम्हारी बात करता जानू मैं सब तुम्हारी बात ये जानू जानू मैं ये सब सब तुम्हारी बात छेड़ना मुझे अब जानू मैं सब तुम्हारी बात जानू सब ये जानू जानू जानो रे छेड़ना मुझे अब जानू मैं सब तुम्हारी बात ये जानू मैं जानू जानू मैं सब तुम्हारी बात छेड़ना मोये अब हम संग कर हाथ चोरी करता जानू हो मैं जानू मैं सब तुम्हारी बात
Aha. Wow. So that was Pandit Ji with Rag Sohni. So now in the first two compositions, on the one hand, where we heard Pandit Ji sing in different speeds, starting with the Vilambit, meaning the slow tempo, then the middle tempo, fast tempo, and then this one that we heard just now, Rag Sohni, was a typical slow slash middle tempo composition in which he really so beautifully presents for us the essence of Rag Sohni and really chisels out its beauty, right? So it is just so amazing. And in some of these rags like Sohni, Gaud Malhar, all these rags are what we call kind of phrase oriented rags, meaning there are certain phrases that you keep singing very often so that the mood of the rag and the feel of the rag is not lost, right? So and that's again the feature of Gwalior Gharana, to which Pandit Ji belongs, is that it tries to really keep up the mood of the rag, the original flavor of the rag, right? Amidst all the variations that he does. So that was Rag Sohni for you. And now the most interesting part about our session, and that is the interview of the artist, in which we come to know more about Pandit Ji and his training in music. So here is interview with Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji.
Speech on. File info. 05 raw 04 interview MP3. Selected.
पंडित जी आप भारतीय शास्त्रीय गायन में बहुत बड़ा नाम, देश विदेश में आप बहुत घूमे और इस भारतीय संस्कृति के साथ साथ गायन का, संगीत का आपने नाम ऊंचा किया है। झंडा उठा के चले हैं। आपका जीवन, आपका परिवार, शिक्षा दीक्षा, ये सब कैसे रहा?
मैं वैसा ओरिजिनल हम महाराष्ट्र के हैं।
क्या स्थान है?
वो एक यवतमाल करके डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, वहाँ से एक 30-40 किलोमीटर में एक पंडरकौड़ा करके जगह है
जी।
वहाँ से मैं हूँ। तो हमारे घर में ही मैंने शुरुआत किया, क्योंकि मुझे पिताजी ने ही पहले गाना सिखाना शुरुआत की थी।
वो तो पेशे से वकील
थे, लेकिन गाने का बहुत शौक़ था उनको, और मुझे और मेरे भाई हम सबको उन्होंने बचपन से गाना सिखाया। और वो ऐसी जगह थी कि वहाँ बिल्कुल गाने का ऐसा एटमॉस्फेयर नहीं था, क्लासिकल गाने वाले कोई नहीं थे उस समय, तो हमको ही वो एटमॉस्फेयर क्रिएट करना पड़ा। और धीरे धीरे फिर छोटे मोटे कंपटीशन वगैरह में मैं जाता था, स्कूल के कंपटीशन, कॉलेज के कंपटीशन, और वहाँ थोड़ा अच्छा कुछ प्राइज़ वगैरह मिलता था। तो इससे एक प्रोत्साहन मिला कि चलो हम अगर म्यूज़िक में कुछ करेंगे, करियर भी करना चाहते हैं तो हो सकता है
जी।
ये मेरा बचपन का ये सब मेरा रहा उधर।
तो स्कूलिंग फिर अपने गृह क्षेत्र?
हाँ, स्कूलिंग वहीं ही हुआ, स्कूलिंग और कॉलेज तक वही हमारे गांव में ही मैं पढ़ा, बीए तक का वहाँ किया।
एमए
एमए करने के लिए फिर मैं नागपुर गया
विश्वविद्यालय।
हाँ, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ एमए की सुविधा नहीं थी, और
वहाँ भी आप गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट हो गए?
हाँ जी। नागपुर में फिर वहाँ उस समय नागपुर महाविद्यालय कहते थे उसको
जी।
और बहुत अच्छे अच्छे हमारे प्राध्यापक लोग वहाँ थे, कोई जाने माने गायक कलाकार भी वहाँ सिखाते थे। तो एक अलग उसका संगीत का जो भी जगत है वो कितना बड़ा है,
माहौल उस तरह का
माहौल उस तरह वहाँ मिला, और सीखने के लिए भी बहुत मिला। 2 साल में था वहाँ। लेकिन एक जो हमारा संगीत है वो तो गुरुकुल पद्धति में ही सीखना पड़ता है।
गुरु शिष्य परंपरा की बात हम कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, किसी गुरु के पास जाओ और उसी के साथ रहो, और उसके पास 5, 6, 7, 8 साल तक जैसा भी पॉसिबल है वो विद्या ग्रहण करो, तब ये विद्या आती है। तो फिर मैं बॉम्बे में गया था, वहाँ मेरे 2 गुरु रहे, एक तो पंडित राम मराठी जी,
बड़ा नाम,
और पंडित गजानन बुआ जोशी जी। बहुत महान गुरु थे दोनों। उनके पास मैं 7-8 साल तक दोनों को मिलकर सीखा हुआ।
तो ग्वालियर घराना,
ग्वालियर, आगरा और जयपुर, ये घराने से ये हमारे गुरु संबंधित
हमने
थे।
सुना है कि एक ही प्रस्तुति में आप तीनों का मिश्रण कर लेते
हाँ,
हैं और
कोशिश करता हूँ,
बखूबी निभा लेते हैं वो भी सब।
क्योंकि हमारे गुरुजी ने ऐसा ही सिखाया हमको। मेरे गुरुजी भी 3 घराने का गाना गाते थे और गंडाबन शागिर थे, उन लोगों के उस्तादों से उन्होंने सीखा था। तो हमको वैसी ही तालीम उन्होंने दी कि ये राग, कौन सा राग किस घराने में किस ढंग से पेश करने से अच्छा होता है, उसकी मूड क्या है, उसमें बंदिश क्या बताती है, रागों का मूड, बंदिश,
प्रत्येक के गुणों का समावेश,
हाँ,
एक नई चीज बन जाती है। फिर तो
एक नई चीज़ बनती है। एकदम सही बताया आपने।
आप शास्त्रीय संगीत में ही रुचि रखते हैं और गाते हैं, महारत है, या संगीत की कुछ अन्य विधाओं में भी, ठुमरी है या कुछ और जो भी विधाएं होती हैं उसमें भी?
मैं बचपन में तो हमारे उधर नाट्य संगीत बहुत प्रसिद्ध था, आज भी है, वो भी मैं गाता था। और वैसे देखिए कुछ कुछ राग हमारे यहाँ ऐसे है कि जैसे कि गारा है, खमाज है, काफ़ी है, ये जो राग होते हैं ना वो लाइट गाने के लिए बड़े अच्छे रहते हैं। तो इसमें जो भी मैं बंदिश गाता हूँ उसको जब प्रस्तुत मैं करता हूँ वो बंदिश की ठुमरी कहते हैं
जी।
तो इस ढंग से मैं ठुमरी भी थोड़ा सा ये करता हूँ। और मेरे गुरुजी नागपुर में जो थे बहुत अच्छे ठुमरी के गायक थे, पंडित राजभव कोकजी करके, उनसे ठुमरी का भी मुझे कुछ दिन तक मिला। और इसके अलावा कुछ भजन भी मैंने गाए हैं हिंदी में, मराठी में। वो एक बहुत मशहूर संगीतकार थे श्रीनिवास खले जी, उन्होंने संगीत दिया था, इसमें मैंने हिंदी के भजन भी गाए हैं। तो लेकिन मेरी खासियत फिर भी आप पूछेंगे तो शास्त्रीय संगीत का ही है,
क्लासिकल।
जरूर हर एक कलाकार थोड़ा थोड़ा इधर उधर ये करते हैं।
आज की पीढ़ी को चलते चलते एक संदेश दीजिएगा।
संदेश क्या है, मैं तो इतना ही बता सकता हूँ संदेश देने के लिए और भी बड़े लोग हैं,
नहीं आप दीजिए।
लेकिन ये अपनी जो कला है बहुत उच्च कोटि की कला है और इसको संभालना ये नए पीढ़ी का यही काम है।
संरक्षण बेस का
संरक्षण करना, संभालना, संवर्धन करना, उसको और बढ़ाना। और नहीं तो देखिए कितने अपने पुराने कला नष्ट हो गए हैं।
नष्ट हो
और
बहुत
ये
बड़ी बात कही।
हाँ हमारा बहुत बड़ा लॉस है इसमें, बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है, क्योंकि पुराने लोगों ने कितना इसके ऊपर विचार
मेहनत
किया
की।
है, मेहनत किया है और इसको बढ़ाया,
तपस्या।
एक लेवल तक लेके गए हैं। और वो तो चले गए और इसको आगे की पीढ़ी अगर नहीं लेके जाएंगे तो ये इतना दुख की बात है।
Yep. So that was Pandit ji for you. You know, very concerned and very passionate about preserving our music, and it's a serious message for all the students that we had to really give our heart and soul in appreciating music, appreciating artists, and really take this forward. And of course, I have no doubts that this music will remain as fresh and as vibrant due to the inspiration that people like Pandit Ulhas Kashalkar ji provide us, right? So, okay, so after having heard his classical repertoire, let's listen to his slightly semi-classical style of singing. So he just said in his interview that he also sings Thumri, Bhajan. So let's listen to this semi-classical composition based on Rag Khamaj. And it's actually a very traditional composition. It's a very beautiful one. Koyaliya Kook Sunaye, set to Teen Tal, middle tempo, Madhyalay Teen Tal. So here goes Pandit ji with Rag Khamaj.
Speech on. Island Bed. 05 Rock Hanash Memory MP3. Selected. Button. Speech on.
क्या बात। So after we heard the explosive nature of his singing in the earlier classical compositions when he sang all those fast-paced tans, here was Panditji singing, very delicate swars of rag khamaj, so mellifluous and so beautiful and soothing, right? So again, that shows the amazing skill and the versatility of a great artist like Panditji. And like always, we will finish with a composition in Rag Bhairavi as our concluding composition for today, in which Panditji will sing for us a composition in Madhyalay Rupak Tal, which is 7 beats cycle. So here is Panditji with Rag Bhairavi.
Speech on 06 Highland 06 Raw Caribbean select slash backup button.
मन
Wow, 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 wow. That was such a touching rendition of the bhajan Tum Ho Jagat Ke Data in Rag Mishra Bhairavi by Pandit Ji. So let's all bow down to this great contemporary artist of our time and get inspired, and as he said in his interview, strive our best to promote music by way of appreciating music, listening to these kind of sessions, getting inspiration, and also helping other artists to promote and sustain this very, very traditional and pure classical form of music. So that concludes our Silver Jubilee session, session number 25 of Swar Shravan. The next one, session number 26, will be held on Sunday, October 9th from 11 a.m. Eastern, that is Eastern Daylight Time in the US, which is basically New York time in the US, which is also 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 8:30 in the night Indian Standard Time. And also we have listeners from UK. I think for them it is 4 o'clock UK time. So thank you so much for your presence and for your continued generous support. And until next Swar Shravan session, stay safe, happy listening, and be always happy and positive. Thank you and namaskar.